Welcome to your ultimate Dallas Mavericks update, where we break down the biggest stories hitting the hardwood right now. We start with the 2025-26 season highlights, as fans reflect on Cooper Flagg, establishing himself as the future of this franchise. From his electric performance against Nikola Jokic to that incredible 51-point explosion, we are looking back at the flashes of brilliance that kept hope alive through a challenging year.
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, the front office is in total transition, and all eyes are on the search for a new general manager. With Nico Harrison out, Team Governor Patrick Dumont is taking the reins himself to find the next lead executive. It is a high-stakes move that has the basketball world wondering if the Mavericks can strike gold, or if they are heading toward another complicated rebuild without an outside search firm to guide the process. We are also tracking an under-the-radar success story that might just be the answer to the team's biggest problem. The Mavericks desperately needed floor spacing after a rough season, and they may have found a hidden gem in John Poulakidas. This sweet-shooting lefty has been lighting it up from deep, and with the roster needing more scoring punch, he is suddenly a name to watch as the team looks to climb back into playoff contention. Finally, whether it was the official end of the Anthony Davis era or the arrival of a new, young core, this season was all about shifting the culture. We are breaking down every major pivot point and what they mean for the future of Dallas basketball. Make sure you are part of the conversation by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss an update. Ever had a season so messy that your favorite highlight was literally the sound of the final buzzer? If you followed the 2025-26 Dallas Mavericks, you know exactly that feeling. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the Mavs' most chaotic, head-scratching, and occasionally brilliant season by asking the staff, what was the one moment that actually made it all worth it? For some, like our staff writers Tyler and Josh, the answer was brutally simple: the moment the season ended. It's hard to blame them, given the sheer absurdity of the front office moves. But let's start with the flashes of pure, unfiltered potential. Brian points to December 23rd, the day Cooper Flagg decided to put on a masterclass against none other than Nikola Jokic. We're talking 33 points, near triple-double production, and a tomahawk slam that basically baptized rookie Spencer Jones on his own court. It was an offensive clinic, and a rare reminder that when this kid is on, the rest of the league is in serious trouble. But if you want to talk about the real turning point, you have to talk about the changing of the guard. Many of our writers point to the trade of Anthony Davis as the true spiritual victory of the season. Was it the end of the Nico Harrison era? Yes. Did it get the team out of a massive financial headache? Absolutely. But more importantly, it signaled that Dallas finally stopped trying to juggle two timelines and decided to go all in on the Flagg era. It was cold-blooded, necessary, and for the first time in ages, it felt like the front office actually had a plan. Then there's the micro versus macro debate. Michael gave us the best of both worlds: the strategic brilliance of offloading Davis, paired with Flagg's electrifying 51-point eruption. When you're watching a guy drop 51 in just 33 minutes, you aren't just watching a rookie anymore, you're watching the arrival of a superstar. It's that kind of ceiling that makes the Black Mirror levels of weirdness, like the viral moment with the kid in the Luka jersey sitting courtside, almost feel like a fever dream we can finally wake up from. Honestly, whether it was Jordan's favorite memory, that clutch defensive stand against Giannis, or Kirk's obsession with Flagg's posterizing dunks, it's clear the team is pivoting. The dark days might have been long, but the horizon is starting to look a lot brighter. So, for the diehard Mavs fans listening, I want to know, did you find any hope in this season, or are you just ready for the draft? Drop your favorite moment in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the madness of Dallas basketball, smash that like button and subscribe for more, because if history tells us anything, the next season is going to be just as wild. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. The Dallas Mavericks are at a pivotal crossroads. And if you're a fan watching from the sidelines, you might want to buckle up, because the front office is taking a gamble that has experts scratching their heads. Ever since Nico Harrison was let go back in November, the Mavs have officially been on the hunt for a new leader to steer the ship. But here is the kicker. Instead of bringing in an outside search firm to navigate the complexities of NBA personnel, team governor Patrick Dumont is going solo. He is essentially the point person for this entire operation. Now, let's be real for a second. Dumont is a business guy, not a basketball lifer. In a league where most organizations pay top dollar to experts to vet candidates, skipping that step feels like walking into a high-stakes poker game without looking at your cards. We have seen this movie before in Dallas. Remember when they hired a firm back in 2021, only for Mark Cuban to completely ignore the advice and pluck Nico Harrison straight from the world of Nike? At first, the gambit seemed to pay dividends, with a surprise run to the 2024 finals. But that success proved fragile. Between letting Jalen Brunson walk and mismanaging the roster, the cracks in the foundation eventually brought the whole house down. The stakes for this hire couldn't be higher. With the 2026 NBA draft looming, and the Mavs desperately needing to pair talent with Luka Doncic before their draft capital completely dries up, they cannot afford another project hire. They need someone with a track record of asset management and roster construction, not just someone with high-level connections. Sure, Dumont managed to pull off a miracle by convincing Hall of Famer Rick Welts to come out of retirement for the new arena project, so maybe he has another trick up his sleeve. But relying on lightning to strike twice in such a critical role is a dangerous game. The Mavericks need a slam dunk, not a prayer. What do you think? Is Dumont setting the franchise up for failure? Or is his hands-on approach exactly what the Mavs need to shake things up? Drop your take in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to sign up for our newsletter to stay ahead of the curve. Because in the NBA, the difference between a championship and a rebuild is often just one phone call away. What if the secret to saving the Dallas Mavericks' future isn't a blockbuster trade, but a hidden gem lurking at the end of their bench? After falling from the grace of an NBA Finals appearance to consecutive lottery finishes, the Mavs are at a critical crossroads. Everyone is talking about Kyrie Irving's health or Cooper Flagg's development, but there is one glaring, ugly truth. This team simply cannot hit the broad side of a barn from beyond the arc. They finished 29th in three-pointers made last year, and in the modern NBA, that is essentially a death sentence. But here is the twist. In the quiet, final weeks of a lost season, Dallas might have stumbled upon their own personal sniper. Enter John Poulakidas. When the Mavs cleared house late in the year, opening up spots for new blood, they took a flyer on this guy, and frankly, he delivered in ways no one expected. In just 13 appearances, Poulakidas posted 8.8 points per game while knocking down over 40% of his triples. Now, I know what you're thinking, garbage time stats don't count. And sure, those games in April weren't exactly high-stakes chess matches, but look closer. A 28-point outburst against the Bulls, including 8 shots from deep. A 23-point performance against Phoenix. That isn't luck. That is pure, repeatable shooting gravity. The Mavs are facing a roster crunch with limited spots available for next season. But if you have a lefty who can provide instant spacing for 10 minutes a night, you make room. Period. They have the draft assets to maneuver, but maybe the most important piece of their shooting solution is already in the building. If you want to keep up with every move the Mavs make this offseason, hit that subscribe button and follow us on X. What do you think? Is Poulakidas the real deal or just a late-season fluke? Drop a comment below, and let's get the conversation started. If you are a Dallas Mavericks fan, you probably spent most of this season looking for a light at the end of a very long, dark tunnel. And honestly, I don't blame you. Today, we are breaking down the staff's favorite moments from a season that was equal parts chaotic, frustrating, and surprisingly hopeful. Let's dive into what actually made this year memorable. We have to start with the rookie, Cooper Flagg. Brian pointed out that December 23rd game against Denver as a massive turning point. Facing Jokic, Flagg dropped 33 points with nearly a triple-double, capped off by a nasty tomahawk slam over Spencer Jones. It was a masterclass in efficiency, almost no free throws, limited turnovers, and absolute confidence. But for Jordan and many others, The real peak was November 10th against Milwaukee. Seeing a rookie go toe-to-toe with Giannis in the final minute wasn't just a highlight reel play. It was a statement. It was the moment the organization realized they were finally in the Flagg era. Legend has it, that performance might have been the final nail in the coffin for the old front office regime the very next morning. Of course, we can't talk about this season without mentioning the elephant in the room, the Anthony Davis era. For many, the highlight wasn't a play at all. It was the day the trade finally went down. While some were just relieved the season was over, others saw the trade as a masterstroke of financial liberation. Moving off that massive, injury-plagued contract didn't just end a failed experiment. It gave the Mavs the one thing they haven't had in years: cap flexibility and a clear direction. It felt like the franchise was finally exhaling after holding its breath for 18 months. And let's be real, we can't forget the micro moments. Michael highlighted Flagg's 51-point explosion, a game that had everyone in the room shouting at their screens to watch history happen in real time. Or how about that thunderous dunk over Zubac? It was a reminder that even in the midst of a rebuild, we're seeing athletic flashes that remind us why we tune in every night. So, looking back, was it a lost year or the necessary foundation for something bigger? Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Do you think the front office made the right moves to save this team, or are we still just watching a Black Mirror episode unfold? Thanks for watching, and remember, in the NBA, hope is the most dangerous and beautiful thing you can hold on to.